Previously on Breaking Point.
What was that? Hey!
Just leave it.
No! Just talk to me for once!
Just let go. Now back off!
Why do you have to be like this?
Oh, so I'm the problem! You want respect, you give respect! That's how it works! Well, you won't have to put up with me for much longer. I'm done.
You what?
I'm retiring.
Wait. What? Casper! Casper!
And so, with that last episode, the cat is out the bag. The world of Formula 1 knows that Casper Ackermann is going to be retiring after this season, but it maybe looks like it was Aiden Jackson's fault and the aggression that has pushed him into retirement following that fight. Chapter 11 then. The Canadian Grand Prix appeared to be the nadir of Ackermann and Jackson's relationship, with footage of the altercation going viral. Alfa Romeo hoping that both drivers can start to move past it over the course of the Austrian Grand Prix and prevent this season from ending in a similar fashion to their last one. And after what we've seen so far of this 2021 season, you know, the portion where we've been driving and viewing everything from Casper's perspective, you know, I do feel for him, yeah, and I hope you guys are also getting that sense, and that's why I think Cody's have done it. And I think it's a really great bit of storytelling and way to show the story by Cody's and the writers to you know, show the quote-unquote bad guy's perspective on things, because, you know, in the first part of this story, I was very much, you know, if you go back to those videos, very much in Aiden's camp, but now I can see, you know, Casper's got some points here of, you know, he's still clearly a very good driver, he's a veteran, he's got the experience, you know, he should be shown a bit more respect maybe out on track by not only Aiden, just the team as well in general. It's cheeky for the team to kind of have that team order. Updates from our PR person, you know, saying it's getting out of way basically, and people are still going to be talking about this, you know, he's not faster, what Casper said in the cockpit, that's a clip going around, and now that we've, you know, quote unquote, you know, it's been released that we're retiring, we've got other people, our agent as well, saying, you know, talks with the sponsors and prospects of renewing contracts that are upset about how they found out about the retirement, so we don't have a great deal of leverage basically on that. So it's not only just, you know, the team relations, it's our own relations. Playing as Casper right now, viewing it from Casper's view, you know, to be outed as retiring like this, yeah, not on our own terms, maybe doesn't let us, you know, go out of Formula 1 in a nicer way than we wanted to. And then we've got our good mate, Lucas Weber, doing, you know, just doing a nice very email saying, are we okay? And hopefully we can just do well at the next one at the Red Bull Ring, which we've apparently always gone well at. And that's our next port of call in Chapter 11. A poor start to the race finds Casper Ackermann sitting at the back of the field with several laps remaining. The deployment of the safety car gives Ackermann the opportunity to pull back some much needed places. The Austrian Grand Prix mid-race.
Work to maintain tyre temperature, Casper?
Is the safety car for Aiden?
Aiden's had to come in. Now's a good time to catch up with the field.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, so Aiden Jackson's actually caused the safety car then, it sounded like. So we've got to catch up to the field before the safety car goes in. That's our first objective. That shouldn't be too difficult, I think. I mean, we're quite far away, 24 seconds, but under the safety car, unless Bert Mylander's got it out for Casper, I think we should be fine. Actually, Jackson's retired. I didn't even see it on the top left, so he's completely retired out of this one. So we're the only one flying the flag. And remember, we're in a crucial midfield championship fight here for Alfa Romeo. So this is an important race we need to bounce back from. We've got half the race left. We caught up to the safety car, and now the objective's updated to finish in the points, 10th or above. That is what we've got to do today. At the moment, we're in lean mixture, trying to save some fuel under the safety car, but we'll go back to standard mode once we've done it. And to be fair, we could probably switch to standard right now under the safety car, because 1.45 plus of fuel, we're not going to burn that in the race time. But we're going to get straight into then onto green flags. We're now in, well, effectively second last place here. Our teammate is out, and we've got to climb 9 positions to get into P10. So straight off the bat, trying to get Latifi in the Williams car. Dive down the inside. Mazepin's going to be a bit slow in the Haas. Lock up from Ocon, I think that was just ahead of him. But we're going to try and get a good exit then off turn 1 and look to maybe dive bomb the Russian in the Haas car. Gaining. He gives us a good old squeeze, and it's a massive send. And we're trying to go for 3 positions in 1. And we have a little bit of contact with George Russell. Apologies there, my man. But we have got 3 places in 1. 1 with a massive dive there. That is huge, and that is the kind of drive we are going to need to get into the points here and to continue showing to Alfa Romeo that although now that you know, now the team knows, now the whole world of Formula 1 knows that we may be retiring at the sport, we've still got what it takes to rub shoulders with the best here in Formula 1. And we've caught up now to Sebastian Vettel and Pierre Gasly fighting. We just got Schumacher there in the second half. Gasly goes defensive into turn 1, round the outside, easy, does have to give him the room, and on the exit though, oh no, mistake there from us. The rear end steps out there, a little bit slidey on the rear end for the Alfa Romeo, and Gasly gets back past us, and Schumacher has now gone for a mover, now going to make it 3 wide. Big send to get both of them back into that right-hander, back into P13. Thankfully, that was almost a complete disaster. It could have gone a lot worse because we nearly went fully onto the grass, so that could have definitely span us, but crisis averted, up into P13 once again and closing up to Sebastian Vettel. And we've also got a bit of a train ahead, and all these cars maybe are going to be for position. I mean, we have to get up to Carlos Sainz. Sainz is the first Ferrari there, the lead Ferrari in P10, so that's what we're aiming for. So first and foremost though, getting past the German, Sebastian Vettel easy, does it on the curb on the inside. Have to be careful there, but then roll the car through. But Vettel may come back for this switchback from left to right. Open up DRS, so that will help us out versus the Aston Martin car. So now we can see the two Ferraris up the road, but there's some fighting going on ahead of them, and Devin Butler is in the mix there, but we make another big mistake there. It's a huge one, and we don't actually deploy DRS for a while there because I actually was so rattled by the mistake we made, and now we make a dive on the Ferrari. It's all going a bit pear-shaped here. I think I've gotten quite flustered in the cockpit on Casper's behalf here. After that restart on the safety car there, we overtake Vettel, but as we did it, we dive-bombed Leclerc. Not intentionally, I didn't mean to dive-bomb Leclerc, but we did it, and we had to cut the corner to try and keep it a little bit, not make too much contact, and spin the car around. But now we're having a go on the Ferrari, and by the way, if you're just joining through this series, you've got to remember the Alfa Romeo, it's an alternate F1 universe, so I assume in this alternate F1 universe of ours, in this career mode save, the Alfa Romeo is a much better car, and of course we are on the hardest difficulty that the game mode and story mode is available to us, so we are just doing the most that we can and doing with what the tools we've got at our disposal, and we're trying to overtake Carlos Sainz. But to be fair to the Spaniards, giving us a really good fight, some really robust defensive work into the last two corners there, making some contact whilst we did it, but eventually we get through into the top 10. But that is not going to be enough for us. We want more, and more importantly, Devin Butler, the little dickhead, is right here. Oh my god, what the hell happened there? Devin Butler, he started vibrating into the brake zone. I don't know what on earth that was. We made some contact with him, of course we did, so it's getting a bit frosty between ourselves and Devin. He gives us a bit of a squeeze. Can we squeeze him back? Bit of contact made. We're going to squeeze him to the right, try and go for this switchback maybe. No, doesn't work out, don't get the traction we wanted. But then on the exit, ERS, oh, Butler nearly squeezes onto the grass. Round the outside we go though, of our rival, one of our arch rivals in this series so far, the man who has tried to give us quote unquote good advice to ourselves as Casper and also Aiden Jackson, but seems to be just trying to do it for his own personal gain. We've overtaken him up into P9, and now we're going to watch on Alonso and Stroll having a nice little squabble here, very similar to our My Team episode uploaded just yesterday, where Stroll was battling Ocon on the other Alpine. But we go for the double overtake. This time it's on the left-hand side of the Alpine car and the Aston Martin car. Round the outside, this will be a very bold move, and we've got Alonso still there, and Alonso cuts across us, but then on the exit wobbles about. He's on the hard compound, so we should really be overtaking him on the medium compound. We do eventually up into P7, and we go trying to chase after the two McLarens of Ricciardo and Lando Norris in P5 and 6 respectively. Now DRS on Ricciardo. He's got DRS on Lando as well, though, to be fair to him. But he may be caught napping if we're lucky, but just going to be a bit patient with this move. Ricciardo on the inside, the two McLarens fighting. This will be close, and there, Ricciardo, oh so close to making contact with Lando on the left-hand side over on that track. Ricciardo now tucks back in, pulls to the left this time, and we're unable to quite make a move. I'm trying to get stuck in, but it's so difficult to place the car and trying to find the space to get it. But there we go. Lando squeezes Ricciardo out, and we're up into P6 as we get the undercut line on the right-hander. And now can we get Norris? Can we get the last position here? P5 to us. Max Verstappen wins at the Red Bull Ring in the Red Bull. Purple first sector for us, green second. Can we do it on Norris? I don't think so. The last two corners may be a little bit too fine. We're going to try and send it through, but it's difficult on the curb. Last corner, gain a bit, but then lose some on the exit, and we won't get the P5. Lando Norris will come through for that. We gave him a real good run for his money, but a very good recovery then for Casper Akerman from P19 to P6 in this race with Jackson out of it. We've still got it. We've still got it.
Ackerman's done well to finish in the points, in stark contrast to his Alfa Romeo teammate Aiden Jackson, who didn't even finish out.
Yeah, Jackson's looked off the pace all weekend. His performance just isn't where it should be. You can see the odd error creeping in on track too.
Well, if you believe the rumours, the Alfa Romeo camp is not the happiest of places right now.
Yeah, and that can affect even the most experienced of drivers. I just hope Jackson gets his act together. He's a promising talent and he's much better than this.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Today's race certainly had its ups and downs for you, Casper. Are you pleased with that performance?
I think obviously maybe the team is going to be a little bit, iffy with us following the retirement announcement. So let's not maybe bag on them and say it was opportunity missed. We'll just be like, happy to salvage the points, basically. It wasn't easy out there, but let's not kind of go double down on, it was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it wasn't easy today. I somehow kept finding myself in the wrong place at the wrong time, so really happy to salvage some points. The safety car gave me a good opportunity to turn things around. Pretty pleased overall, yeah.
Speaking of the safety car, Devin Butler has gone on record calling you lucky to get the result you did. Did luck come into it today?
Of course, the little git has commented on that, but little luck never hurt anyone.
A little bit of luck never hurt anyone, did it? Yeah, the safety car was really helpful for me. I discussed a couple of things with the team, and I managed to take my chances afterwards. It played a big role in the result today.
Teammate Aiden Jackson was forced to retire today. Would you say he's going through a bit of a rough patch?
I think it's clear from Casper's view that he would just go with, you'll have to ask him about that.
I'm not here to talk about Aiden. You'll have to ask him about that.
Appreciate your time.
So as we head into the end of then Chapter 11, this safety car proved an integral part for Eckermann as it helped him turn a poor start into an impressive top 10 finish. The Austrian Grand Prix post-race, the tale of two drivers indeed. And we've got Brian on the blower wanting to speak to us.
Brian.
Cass, are you busy?
Well, actually...
Look, I need you to come to the office. Can you pop by now?
Why? What's going on?
Nothing. I'll tell you all about it when you get here.
Can't you just tell me now?
Thanks so much, Casper. Really appreciate it.
Did this man just simply ignore our question in the end and just went, oh, thanks, yeah, cool, thanks for turning up, man. That sounded a bit ominous, the way he was kind of like unsure of how to kind of tell us what he wanted the meeting for. So are we about to get a bollocking of some kind? Because we haven't really actually had reaction from anyone from Alfa Romeo about our retirement announcement in that video. So I guess we'll find out now.
Casper,
What's going on?
we need to clear something up. Take a seat.
Clear what up?
Aiden thinks it's his fault that you're retiring.
I'm sorry, Casper. I do respect you. Quite a lot, in fact. And I don't want you to retire. I didn't mean the things that I said. And I want you to know that if you're retiring because of me, I'll...
Will you tell him? This anxiety, it's no good for his performance.
I'm not retiring because of you.
But everyone says...
I'm not retiring because of you. Can I go now?
No. You're going to give him 2 minutes of your time.
Well, Brian, what am I, his therapist?
2 minutes, Casper. That's all.
Well, this isn't awkward. So, the weather?
Everyone says...
Everyone's an idiot. Look, I'm not retiring because of you. I told Brian after Zandvoort. I'm I'm sorry you found out the way you did.
It's tough.
Yeah, can be.
The press, social media. I don't know. How do you deal with it all?
Listen. There's only a handful of us in the whole world who get to do what we do.
Yeah.
A handful. You deal with it by never forgetting how lucky you are to be here. Understand? Never forget.
Hey, Casper,
Yeah?
do you ever forget?
Sometimes. Sometimes we all do.
That was a very, very slick little ending there. That was nice. So maybe that is clear the air between Aiden and Casper. I guess we'll find out as we roll on into chapter number 12. As the 2021 season rolls on, the F1 grid moves to historic Spa-Francorchamps, with Casper Akerman sustaining his recent run of form. Alfa Romeo hopes that both of its drivers can maintain this level of performance. The Belgian Grand Prix 2 months later.
It's Sunday and that means it's race time here in Spa. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of the Belgian Grand Prix. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high quality racing as well. Simply put it, there really is no place quite like Spa. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Norris, Sergio Perez and Ricciardo, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Sainz and Lance Stroll, Mazepin, Ackermann, Esteban Ocon and Butler, Jackson, Russell, Sebastian Vettel and Mick Schumacher, Gasly and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Right, so it looks like we've got another full race on our hands here now in this Breaking Point episode. We've got the Belgian Grand Prix. It's a 25% race, 11 laps, and there is a fair amount of rain there, indicating maybe even into full wet. So over 11 laps only. That's some transition from dry with overcast conditions at the moment. We start, I think, P12 on the grid then, and our objective is simple on the left-hand side, finish in the top 5. So going for glory here, and we're off and underway, trying to do what we can do at the Austrian Grand Prix, essentially, as we're trying to go to the inside there, but Mazepin dives down the inside, and the Russian's up into nearly P3, he's into P5 with a massive dive there. We went for the dive, but he went even bolder, very much like Ocon did in our My Team episode yesterday. The AI out-dive bombs me as we couldn't quite get Leclerc into Rouge, then up the hill onto the Kemmel Straight, but using plenty of ERS to try and close up these two ahead. Ricciardo and Leclerc, will they try and go either side of the Haas? Ricciardo to the inside. Alonso actually trying to overtake us, so we have to go a little bit defensive and watch out for him. We're on the left-hand side. Easy does it, not wanting to make too much contact with Alonso on the inside then. It sets us up for a lovely little move on the outside of the Ferrari. Great exit speed over the curb, down the inside. Bit too deep then as the understeer kicked in. I couldn't really check where my brake point was, so we kind of pushed Mazepin wide there to get the move, but the FI say nothing of it, and we're up into P7 then, so I don't think many people will be complaining about the over-aggressive move on the Haas. A mobile chicane as Leclerc gets past him, and Leclerc, to be fair to him, comes back at us as well. The Ferrari obviously putting up a bit of speed here, so coming back at us, we defend against the man from Monaco, and we are going to maintain the P7 and try and concentrate a little bit and dig deep and get on towards the back of Daniel Ricciardo, because of course we're aiming for a top 5, so we need to continue going even further We've got Sergio Perez up the road and then Lando Norris. But looks like Norris may just be overtaken by the Red Bull any moment now as we go swooping round the outside. Then as we go through Blanchimont towards the bus stop chicane on the outside, foot to the floor, to the inside for the next right and then left and easing it in. And now setting our sights on the Red Bull and McLaren of Perez and Norris on lap number 2. So already some really good progress has been made here, and the rain is definitely coming because it is very overcast, and we're right up the back of Sergio Perez as we go through Rouge, then up the hill, down the Kemmel Straight. ERS, we're going to continue deploying it because we want to get past the Mexican. Stop deploying it halfway through. It's going to be a little bit close. Drag race here, not wanting to overuse ERS though, remember, because it's already on 45% there just before we started braking. So that's already quite low, to be honest, for a 25% race with obviously no upgrades on the ERS like career mode to help us out here. So we actually have to be patient, to my surprise, with Perez here and instead make a very unorthodox move on the inside of the right-hander here before the double right into this last section. And as we now catch through Norris and go through the apex, there is the droplet of rain on the left-hand side of your screen. So the rain is coming. Norris a bit slow off that corner. Going to try and squeeze him to the inside, get the job done, but a bit wide as the droplets of rain are definitely affecting the grip levels there a little bit in the brakes as we lock up on the front right. And we have to try and go again with Norris. We're going to go side by side, deploying ERS into Rouge, and we're going to be side by side up the hill. It is very, very close there, but we hold our nerve and we're going to maintain the P4. But look at this, a very strikingly different visual here as we enter the end of the lap, and it's time to come in for the intermediates, very much so, as the grip levels have also worn away as we enter the pit lane. Oh no, he's half spun it, and we half spun it again. No, oh no, we've hit our wing on the pit lane entry. That was not part of the story. That was not meant to be in it, and so we've got to change our front wing. Aiden Jackson's in as well, but he's a bit further back for us. But we're going to lose some time then and positions, I'm sure, changing the front wing. So we're adding our own tension and extra bit of story to the story here in Breaking Point with the front wing change, losing 2-3 positions there. Coming ahead, still at Sergio Perez, somehow ahead of Perez still. He must have got held up in the pit lane by Leclerc and Norris, but Leclerc and Norris, the McLaren and Ferrari, are back past us, and we have to do it all over again then. We're at P11, of course that will jump up because there were a few people that didn't come in for Inter straight away, which is a massive mistake on their part, but we're definitely going to have to get those 2 positions back to maintain and comfortably get into the top 5 then that we need for the objective today. But Gasly on the softs, I don't know what on earth he's doing. He's done the reverse of what he did in real life at Germany when he went onto those full wets. When he was bone dry, he stayed on the dries here. And look at this, Latifi also joining him, and he's held up Leclerc an absolute tree. So thank you, Latifi, there helping us get past Leclerc with ease. And now we're chasing after Lando Norris. Big dive around the outside. Technically don't need the move. We're in the top 5, but going for glory and going for P4 if we can. But the grip levels are so tricky here as the rain is still coming down. Remember, there was forecast for heavy rain as well on the indicator. So I wonder if maybe the grip levels are already getting away from us on the Inters. But this is a really great scrap with Lando Norris in the McLaren. We're still side by side. We're on the inside line though, so we've got the better racing line as we get through to the outside curb on the right there, and we're back into P4 and hopefully now can hold station. But there was one Mercedes man who did stay out, and it was Hamilton. So Hamilton stayed out on the dries. He's only now come into the pit lane, but you can see how low the grip levels are. I think it's honestly going to be a lap or two's time and to be full wet because I've got so much understeer in this car. But we've overtaken Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton's pit straight onto wets then. So Hamilton, I think, stayed out on the dries and then went straight onto wets, and our teammates in behind us. I think Norris came in, so it is time for full wets. The rain is definitely a lot heavier, so maybe we've made this mistake now this time round. But I don't know if Hamilton actually went from dries to wet, or we just missed when he made a pit stop onto Inters. But either way, he made that call early, and that may have just paid him dividends. He's coming through the final bend now, I believe, and may just be able to get Verstappen. I don't know if Verstappen was ahead of him or not pre the pit stops. We're in now for the full wets on lap number 7, so spending plenty of time in the pit lane. This time though, didn't spin it into the pit lane wall, and we're going to have a pretty mediocre 3.1 in the grand scheme of things compared to real life Formula 1. But we're going to be out. Well, where are we going to be out? Where is Norris? Looks like Norris has hardly gained that much time actually, so despite us going a lap later, we didn't actually lose that much time on those Inters, and maybe this is why. Lap number 9, I'm coming back in for Inters. Now that may seem ridiculous, but honestly, that changed so quickly. There was like a brief moment of 2 laps there where, yeah, there was legit that much rain for full wets, but then straight away, I was finding no grip on these full wets, and it was the same as when I was on inters, and it was time to come in for full wet. So I thought, okay, we'll come back in for inters. We were a decent margin ahead. We're now going to be down to P10 then, so we've got 5 moves to make in the span of just under 2 laps. But I feel like I personally felt like the grip levels were so low then on those full wets that this is the correct call. Aiden Jackson is in as well, so he's in on the inters as well. And we've got maybe one other person on the minimap coming in for inters, but at the moment in the top 10 we are the only man back on the green wall tyre. But we immediately catch up to Ricciardo as we go down the hill. Look at the difference here. It's like taking candy from a baby against Ricciardo, and we'll do the same against Lance Stroll. The difference in grip levels is quite something here as we go around the outside of Lance Stroll, and you can see the nose is so much more responsive. Stroll has a bit of performance there, but we're able to dive down the inside with much more confidence, and so we've made the correct call. So it may look quite over dramatic, but we have made the right decision. The weather has been crazy in a 25% race. I've never seen the rain change this much. I don't know if it's just a storyline thing or the new weather system being that volatile on the F1 2021 game, but we overtake Alonso then up into P7, 2 positions left to go to get the top 5. I don't know whether we can get all the way back to P4. I hope we can maybe, and we'll be kind of vindicated in terms of this decision. But these guys, because it's the last lap of the Grand Prix, they may as well stay out and firm their decision on full wets. That's fine by me, that's fine for everything, but you know, we are very much the quicker man, and the Inter is the correct tyre to be on, so I wasn't going crazy. And now we catch up to Sergio Perez and Lando Norris down this hill, trying to skate our way through. It's tricky, even these conditions, even though I've got the grip difference, it's still obviously a tricky ordeal to navigate the corners on inters as well, so we have to watch out for ourselves and not be too overconfident. But it's easy to be that much overconfident when you've got this much better grip, basically, as we're going around the outside of Norris, a little bit deep into that corner. He comes back out as the DRS is enabled, so that just tells you how dry it's getting. It might even be time for slick tyres in 2 laps time, but it's the last lap of the Grand Prix, and we cross the line. Verstappen wins it from Hamilton to Bottas, but we come home in a very, very neat and tidy P4 with an extra pit stop added on.
Another top 5 finish for Alfa Romeo. Amongst the drama, Ants, they've been quietly racking up some good points.
Yeah, it's caught me off guard a little bit actually. When you look at the table, you realise they're not doing as badly as you might think.
Alfa Romeo have been nothing if not entertaining this season, for good or for bad. It'll be interesting to see how they fare by the end of the year. Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
Another successful race despite the difficult conditions. Casper Ekman continued to impress at the Belgian Grand Prix as he achieved another top 5 finish. Post-race, the Belgian Grand Prix.
All I'm saying is that the team are back in the mix this season. That's how good you've done.
Yeah.
You're ending your career on a high just like you wanted. You really couldn't ask for much better. You want one? What's wrong?
Nothing. What? Nothing. I'm fine.
You haven't driven like this in ages. You're out there having a great time. You're raking in the points, but you're doing your moody face.
I'm not doing my moody face. Stop that.
Like this.
Okay. It's Aiden.
What about him?
Well, he's still not right. He's moping around, anxious, apologetic. I think he's struggling.
I thought you were going to ignore him.
Yeah, but he's just a kid. He needs support.
From you?
So, how many races have I got left?
What's this all about, Cass?
Let's say that I've got 3 or 4 months left in F1. What if...
Go on.
Nah, forget it.
No, what?
You laugh at me.
Promise not to.
It just sounds so stupid.
What does?
What if I can...
Oh my God.
What?
You've gone soft, haven't you?
I knew you'd make fun of me.
You want to make the F1 world a better place before you retire. You want to help the team, help Aiden, your own career be damned.
And what if I did?
So So Casper Ackerman does have a heart after all. I'll alert the media.
Look, Zoe, I'm serious. What if I did?
What could you do?
Well, Ferrari have a seat coming up next season. Some say they might even sign him. That is his dream.
And you think you could help?
I honestly don't know.
Oh, how the tables have turned. Look how this is coming around then. So, interesting. At the end of this episode, going into the next one then, we may see some teamwork, some mentor-mentee sort of vibe from Casper, as his wife jokingly said, maybe he has gone soft. I guess we're going to have to find out what that all means in the next episode, but guys, if you did enjoy this one, be sure to hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below of this story so far. If you're new around here, then do get subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.